Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. This is episode 573 of the Ping Pong Flix Show. First, I want to thank my new members. Thank you to the new members of the Ping Pong Flix Show right here. First one is Mike Smith. Thank you very much. Roger Benevides. I totally butchered your last name. I'm totally sorry about that. Big Rooster, Bon Giovi Calendar, and Nadir Hussein. Thank you to all five of you for joining the new members of the Ping Pong Flix Show. And like I said, there's going to be extra content if you're a member of the Ping Pong Flix Show. I already put the first one out. This is in its own playlist, exclusive access to members only, behind the scenes look. So if you are interested in seeing some of this stuff, and then maybe even a preview or kind of talking about what I'm probably going to show next, click on join and be part of the family if you want to. You know, I'm not trying to force you or anything. I'm just saying that I want to give something a little special to the people who joined as a member to the Ping Pong Flix Show family. So thank you so much to all the members, including everyone from before. All of you, thank you so much for joining the Ping Pong Flix Show and supporting my channel. All right, let's get into some DCEU. And this is especially exciting because this is August. DC FanDome is this month. So you're going to hear a little bit more about other people pretty much teasing the next things that are coming out at DC FanDome. And the first one to tease is James Gunn. James Gunn teases major surprises for the Suicide Squad at DC FanDome. He put out a tweet right here saying, "I am beyond excited, and we have major surprises in store for the fans and the Suicide Squad at DC FanDome." Now, we don't know what exactly he's got surprises, but knowing that he's in kind of a post-production, I would probably guess that he is going to show some type of teaser, because it's been a whole time. There's COVID's happening. I don't think he has anything to reshoot. He has not said anything. He's clearly in post-production. They probably have something for us in terms of a teaser or a full trailer. And also, most likely, I'm actually going to probably guess 100% that he's finally going to tell us who his characters are, who these cast of people, actors and actresses, and what cast have they been put in as, right? We now we get to know who's like, I don't know, if there's a Peacemaker, if there's, other characters. We already know the central Harley Quinn and Rick Flag, but what about the other Suicide Squad members? Are we going to finally know who they are? And that's the more exciting part for me, because we've been having that giant poster list of names and we don't know who they play for the most part, right? So be very excited to know about that and other surprises. I don't know what James Gunn has in store for the Suicide Squad. The next person who is not really talking about DC FanDome, but talks about the Wonder Woman trilogy. Patty Jenkins talks about that in this section right here. So DC Movie News picked this up, and let's see right here. So DC Movie News says that Patty Jenkins on the Wonder Woman trilogy. Wonder Woman 84 gave me a chance to do a lot of things that I couldn't accommodate in the first movie. I was so happy to tell the Wonder Woman origin story. It was almost her birth, but we really haven't seen what she is capable of. It is exciting for me to show her at the peak of her strength, but it is also very important that she fights an internal struggle. She is a goddess and tries to help humanity. She is not only someone who fights evil, she tries to show bad people how to improve. It's an interesting dilemma. The next one, Wonder Woman 3, is probably my last Wonder Woman movie. So I have to put everything I want to show there. We have to think carefully. Now, I'm assuming this is from The Guardian. That's where it's coming from. So And it's nothing really new, but it does confirm that she's going to be, that's her last Wonder Woman movie. Patty Jenkins is thinking of it as a trilogy, nothing more, at least nothing from her, so that they can go forward. But it is a Wonder Woman origin story. It's still about her origins, how she become to be, how it gets to the peak of her strength, and essentially, I'm hoping it actually does show that, connective tissue going on to Batman v Superman. As Zack Snyder is producing this is a Stone Cold production, but Patty Jenkins is really heading this thing. So very interesting to see her take. And more interesting actually would be probably, where does it go from here? After 84, it's supposed to go to modern times. And because of things like, possibly like Black Lives Matter protests, the COVID-19 situation, everything of today seems to be, she wants to reflect everything modern, the things that are happening today in her Wonder Woman 3 film. So that is interesting to me, and I feel like, well, that's awesome, but also in the context of how it's supposed to be, whether that is after Justice League, or is it before Justice League, before BVS, like where is that going? If it's modern now, then it's got to be a sequel. I mean, it's got to be a totally like sequel farther into the future, in whatever year this movie is going to come out, Wonder Woman 3, that it will actually be connected to. So have some political or things that are happening during that time, it will probably be reflected in that movie. And that's the way she chose to do that, and that's cool. I'm wondering if that's still going to be a Stone Cold production as well, but we'll have to wait and see. The next one is The Flash. Andy Muschietti confirms The Flash story. And this is from Flash Solo Updates News. Andy Muschietti had a brief interview recently where he had this to say about The Flash and his upcoming solo movie. Flash is a very special story. Yes, it is a superhero movie, but it has heart and soul. There are real emotions. It is a time travel story. Flash travels back to try to save his mother. It's a movie that will have spectacular action, but also a big heart. So, sources Ordin 67, thanks to New Gods Film. So, nothing new, like I said, but it does confirm that it is a time travel story. And that, I'm thinking, now that everything we've heard about Flash and how it's like, they're talking about how it's like Flashpoint, but not, it's a different type of Flashpoint. Don't think it's Flashpoint. Where, they're probably not Jeffrey Dean Morgan in this one now. We're going to have a Michael Keaton cameo. There are certain aspects that are different. Still wondering if Ray Fisher is going to be involved in this one. We won't know yet until it's confirmed, probably at DC FanDome. So if that's the case, then you can probably say, well, this is not really Flashpoint at this point. It's just a Flash origin story, and the biggest Flash origin story where he goes and tries to save his mother and the consequences of saving his mother. I'm wondering how that looks like in this film. I'm wondering if it's kind of like how they say, oh, Civil War, but it's not really Civil War. You know what I mean? So it's probably something like that, except in this case, doesn't look like they're going to call it Flashpoint. They probably will call it The Flash, but we'll have to wait and see. And I'm really curious to wait and see how this is going to turn out. The story, the cast, the characters that are going to be involved in this Flash movie, and I'm thinking we're going to find out at DC FanDome. At least that's what we're banking on anyway. I mean, DC FanDome is like the big DC convention. It's the first of its kind. It's not connected to San Diego Comic-Con this time. They're making their own thing. They're going to have every single DC thing in there, from television to video games and movies. So I'm really, really pumped for it. Super pumped. It's August. I can't wait to find out any about those things. I also can't wait to find out if David Ayer's Suicide Squad is going to be announced at DC FanDome, right? if it is, this is going to be the shortest running campaign we've ever been in. But hey, it was all pretty much thanks to Zack Snyder's Justice League, really. But David Ayer's Suicide Squad, I'm really excited to learn more about that. And David Ayer seemingly still telling us a little bit more about that, right? So David Ayer had retweeted RT Ayer Cut SS about this. He said it's not wrong, and then you want to go into a little deeper. So at David Ayer Movies, what of this theory? What theory is it? Well, this is actually coming from Cold Blooded Joke, Mr. J. There is this little thing we can read right here. Let me turn that off. It says here, my theory is that since Harley has been kidnapped, Joker gets random girls and has them dress up like Harley. But when he realizes they can't compare to the real Harley, he just kills them. In the old animated series, the New Adventures of Batman sequel series to Batman the Animated Series, they had a similar plot in one of the episodes. Joker hires a woman that looks almost exactly like Harley. At first, he thought it was great, but then the woman turned out to be an airhead and even called Mr. G. He pulled his gun on her and even was going to shoot her, but kids are cartoon rules, so his henchmen stopped him. Well, if that was the Harley Quinn show, she'd be dead. Like, anyway, but there are some pictures here. There's some background replacements, and I don't know if it's from the trailer or something. Really quick, this is edited out. There she is. There is a woman right here, probably dead, in a red dress, probably looking like Harley Quinzel, and they edited her out to get that PG-13. There she is again. She's probably dead as well, or got killed later on. So there's that whole aspect. There's a little suit of her right there. So there's that, right? So there's that mysterious woman in red that was shown and later edited out in Suicide Squad. I think David Ayer was probably rated R, and so I'm pretty much going to go with, hey, she's probably died in there. Not that cannot be done in PG-13 anyway, but there are those things in there that makes it a little bit much more compelling, much more like Joker, right? Yes, he's very obsessed with Harley Quinn, but he's not going to sleep around with other women or try to dress them up to make it match, like, right? He's not, it's property, his number one property left, and he wants to get that property back. So it's not a Romeo and Juliet situation. It's not some romance. It's basically his property, and he wants it back. He's obsessed with that property, and she's in an abused situation. So, which makes her fallout with him ever much more, much a better scenario out in that story in any case. So I'm glad that David Ayer confirmed this. It's not wrong, so it must be right. Right? It must be right. I think it must be right. So, but a little bit more about that. RT released the Ayer cut, has been reaching out to different people to get their take to see what they think about the release, the Ayer cut. And so this is another one. Oscar-winning hair and makeup designer Alessandro Bertolazzi, when asked about David Ayer movie Suicide Squad, had this to share with us. We've also received his permission to share. And that's right. Suicide Squad, whether you like it or not, did win an Oscar, a DC Oscar for hair and makeup design. But in any case, they said this. Hi, Lee, we love your work in Suicide Squad, and we're wondering if you had any cool information about certain scenes, makeup, FX that were cut from the film. And the gentleman says, hello. What I can say with all sincerity is that the film made by David Ayer was completely different from what we saw. What we did with David Ayer was an extraordinary movie, what I hope you can see one day. So absolutely another person from the cast and crew of released the Ayer cut, or Suicide Squad rather, would love us for them to release the Ayer cut so we can watch fully what David Ayer truly had in mind. And another one is, this may be more, I don't know if you call it tinfoil or confirmation, depending on how you look at it. Conejo. This is coming from Cut Ayer. Conejo, the rapper from David Ayer's movie's new film, The Tax Collector, always spitting the facts. Now, Conejo, they asked Conejo, hey, Conejo, would you be interested in doing a quick support video for Release the Ayer Cut that I could post on my pages? And he just said, Ayer Cut is coming. Ayer Cut is coming. Just nonchalantly just said, Ayer Cut is coming. Almost like say, why? Ayer Cut is coming. What do you know what the Ayer Cut is? If he's worked on a Tax Collector, this is a rapper right there, Tax Collector movie. He has been working with David Ayer for, I think, over 20 plus years. So it's kind of like it's kind of like David Ayer's camp, you know, like Zack Snyder has people in his camp. You can probably say Conejo Rap, the rapper, is in David Ayer's camp. So if he knows that he's like, the Ayer Cut is coming, man, don't worry about it. Maybe. I mean, we've already been hearing a good news about the Ayer Cut since it trended 120 plus thousand, you know, thanks to the Ayer Cut accounts and the people who got involved with that, including Chris Valentino. Thank you so much for arranging that to put that together. But, you know, they're from that, it seems like they were heard. It seems like something happened, and that, you know, it could possibly mean that David Ayer's cut of Suicide Squad may get announced very soon, and I hope so. I would love to see something that is almost done, and, you know, just put together, slap it together, and put it out, so we have something to watch while we wait for Zack Snyder's Justice League, which we're going to have that, a little bit of that this month. But I would love to see them announce it this DC FanDome. That would be so awesome. But like I said, we still got Zack Snyder's Justice League coming around the corner next year, but we're still hearing a lot more about it, right? So Rotten Tomatoes actually put something out. Superman will officially put on his black suit in Zack Snyder's Justice League. We're diving into what that means and why it's so important. So you have a video here, which I'm not going to play because it's probably copyright and stuff, but it does have her talking about Justice League, talking a little bit about how Joss Whedon came in, the mustache, and yes, she talks about Justice Con. You actually see the girls there, the Nerd Queens and Meg, all part of that. Zack Snyder talking about it as well, and saying that, well, this thing will happen, like including the aspect ratio, a lot of Snyder Cut changes, the black suit, of course. But it's interesting, they still show some scenes from Justice League, which is okay, because in comparison, people will freak out, right? This is essentially the mainstream learning a little bit more about Zack Snyder's Justice League, just a little bit more, right? Just more accounts, more people who are not caught up or who just realized that there was a Zack Snyder's Justice League when it announced in May 20th. They want to know more. I'm ready to tell them more as well. I'm sure you all are ready to tell them more as well, and all are like, I get it. We're like, oh, we know that, but understand, a lot of these people don't know that. They just didn't know it existed at that time. They didn't even bother. They thought that was like a myth, a legendary, a fabled, right? A pipe dream even, right? So now they know it's real. Now they're interested. Now their interest is piqued. They want to know more. And they just found out that Black Suit Superman is in Zack Snyder's Justice League. And that is blowing their minds. Yeah, I don't give a crap about Rotten Tomatoes as a site, but I'm glad they're putting the word out and spreading the message so that they'll get excited and says, you know what, I want to sign up to HBO Max because I want to know what the fuck this is. I want to know what Zack Snyder's Justice League is, and I'm really intrigued by it. And so that's great. That's spreading the word, and I love it. And good job again to the girls for doing the Justice Con thing. The world sees you now. The world sees you now. I think there was even a Looper video about the Snyder Cut as well, so that's kind of cool. So it's great to see that message spread a little bit as well. Also, more of Zack Snyder's Justice League. There's some more things there people are finding out, and I kind of alluded to this in the live chat. This is coming from Bruce Wayne 69. Holy shit! Just confirmed, we're getting an entire scene inside the conference room of Batfleck's Wayne Tower in Zack Snyder's Justice League. The context: Patrick Totopoulos answered a question when this guy says, "What the fuck?" Hey, Sir Patrick, is there a shot of the interiors of Wayne Tower in Zack Snyder's Justice League? At Patrick Totopoulos, the designer, he said, "Yes, there is a whole scene in the movie." The conference room. So there is a conference room scene. This is not an actual scene, but it just gives you an idea possibly what may become of this. I don't know if it's nighttime. It's essentially probably that conference room we saw in BVS where he gets the checks and shows that and he finds out that none of these checks were given out, and he's like, why haven't I seen this? So it's like that's a place right there, which is interesting, meaning what is gonna happen then? Like, we didn't get enough like Bruce Wayne as running his company scenes in at all, even in Justice League in the theatrical cut. So I'm wondering if we get some of that here, where he actually comes back. They're talking to him like, are you back from sabbatical, Mr. Wayne, and things like that. So I'm really interested to see if that's going to happen in this movie, and it seems like we're going to have a little bit more for that. So that's exciting. Another thing that Patrick Totopoulos had revealed. Patrick's also just revealed what the 5 different worlds in Zack Snyder's Justice League are. So if fucking hyped, we get to explore each hero in their own world. Context is that back in IMAX, this IMAX of November 17 of 2017, I can't play it right here, but he said he designed 5 different worlds for Justice League, and I remember talking about that, and we were all wondering what is that. So Carl Whitelong said, "Hey, Mr. Patrick, such a big fan of your work. You are the Da Vinci of movie designs for me. Sir, I have a small question. What were the 5 worlds that you said were constructed for Zack Snyder's Justice League?" And Patrick replied, "Thank you. The 5 worlds of the 5 heroes: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Cyborg, and Justice League. Zack Snyder takes you in each one's home world. So naturally, me and my team had to design these 5 worlds." Now he talks about the 5 worlds of the 5 heroes here. Now I know we do see Aquaman's world, right? So that's not listed here. So I'm wondering if he meant 6 worlds instead for 6 heroes, or he completely slipped and maybe one of these heroes is actually not a world he designed. But in any case, Batman, we know that. Gotham, Superman, could that be the Kryptonian ship? I think that's as Krypton as a world, Superman's world you can probably get, or it could actually mean Metropolis in that case. Wonder Woman, Themyscira, of course. The Flash, we see Central City, probably just Central City. Maybe do we do anything with the Speed Force? I don't know. Cyborg, we have some of that. Cyborg would probably be just what it is now, where his interactions with his dad and his mom, the football game, and everything else are surrounding that. So that could be another one as well. But naturally, he had to design all these different worlds, and that's what I'm truly excited for. I'm wondering if a lot of those worlds he actually designed is also the nightmare future. A little bit more of the nightmare future would be nice. Please, would be nice. So I'm really intrigued by that, and Patrick is really talking about a little bit more. He certainly is super. I mean, they've worked so hard. Of course, he's going to be super excited to showcase these worlds for us as well. Now, in terms of the name, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Mick D had put up a clip. He took a clip out of that Justice Con Zack Snyder panel. It says the name of the movie, this is what Zack said, the name of the movie as Zack Snyder's Justice League. It is the name we all want. It is the name we are working on. It's legal reasons that restrict it, but we're trying to work that out. That's the cool name for it. So obviously, Zack Snyder wanted to name this Zack Snyder's Justice League. I mean, you see it on the hoodie, you see it on the T-shirt, you see it on the HBO Max poster panel during the announcement. He obviously wants to call it Zack Snyder's Justice League. I don't know what the legal reasons are for it, but coming from the quote that he said, Justice Con, he really is trying to work on that, and it should be named that. It should be called Zack Snyder's Justice League. I've been calling it Zack Snyder's Justice League forever, ever since it came out on the hoodie, because Zack Snyder designed that. So hey, I'm going to call it Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I hope it's called Zack Snyder's Justice League. If that's how Zack wants to call the movie, then Zack should be able to call the movie whatever he wants. In this case, Zack Snyder's Justice League. So really looking forward to that. So in kind of in honor to that, I want to present you Krypton Cage, my first ever member. Thank you so much for joining. First, he put out a bunch of wallpapers for you. I'm going to link these tweets in the description below, but one of them that I already put up before, Zack Snyder's Justice League, great desktop wallpaper. Before he used to have it, but now that we know the shade of color of the black suit Superman, he decided to adjust it with the charcoal cape and everything, so that looks fabulous. That's like official, not official in terms of from HBO Max or Zack Snyder, but in terms of the look of Superman is more official here. It comes in a black and white version, other iPhone vertical case is picture as well, and there's the Twitter black suit as well, Twitter, the banner on the Twitter or Facebook, and so on and so forth. So thank you so much to Krypton Cage for providing that for the fandom if they want to change it up a little bit and look in honor of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and also to promote Zack Snyder's Justice League as well. So thank you so much for that. That is awesome. So that is it. That is it for this show. I want to thank you for watching and subscribing. And also just to let you know that I am going to be in a round table of sorts, I guess you could call that. Real in Motion podcast, Real in Motion. They're going to put out a little live chat event, and me and my friends, we're going to be on that. Like we announced last week, DC FanDome will be one for the ages. So join Ben Everts, John Aaron, Dave Pena, Stephen Colbert, myself, and Scott McClellan Saturday or Sunday for our DC FanDome roundtable after hours discussion, and also making a special appearance, Matt and Shane from Comic Movie Marks. Interesting. They're not on the poster. Very interesting, but yeah, they're also going to be there as well. And it's going to be fun. I think if I haven't already fainted from the reveals of DC FanDome, hopefully they can just wake me up and says, Chris, you got to get on here and talk about what we just freaked out about, what we just literally shit in our pants, like literally. So we're freaking out, and let's talk about it. That's what this is going to be. We're going to have a celebration for celebrating DC in general, what transpired, what was revealed, what didn't get revealed, and also, Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's going to be a fun time. So I think they're going to announce times and later discussion about that later on. But just to give you a heads up, that's where I'm going to be on that day. In addition to me reacting and making videos of all the different things that have happened during the panel. So I don't know yet, because they haven't, DC FanDome haven't put out any announcements yet. So I'm really eager to find out what the schedule is like for that. But that is it. That is it. Again, thank you so much to my new members and existing members. Go check out the exclusive access to my behind the scenes look video, and look out for more videos exclusive to the members only, and also to my this week. There's probably going to be a lot more things happening as we get closer and closer to DC FanDome. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for subscribing. I'll see you next time.